Are people gonna steal my kidneys? That was probably the biggest question of the trip. I thought about doing a bigger trip, hitchhiking for a while, and yeah, I don't know. I'm 24. I could accidentally have a child at some point. I don't know. I doubt my wife would let me have a. Yeah, anyway, I don't even have a wife. Anyway, point is, I've been wanting to do this trip for ages. So I thought if I could hitch from Gold Coast to Tassie before Christmas. Otherwise, I'd be in a lot of trouble from Grandma. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. It's not how I thought it would have gone, and kind of scared the shit out of me. But yeah, I don't know, I wanted to do it, and it was hard to explain to anyone, so I didn't even try. Decided not to tell anyone. But yeah, I don't know. The people were really nice. People are a lot nicer than I anticipated. You know, they were willing to give food, clothes, water, drugs, drinks, places to stay. One French lady put us up in Woolgoolga, of all places, and fed us and housed us, and yeah, which was great because it was pissing down with rain and I only bought a hammock. So I met some other French hitchhiker, and yeah, I mean, it was good that we didn't have to sleep under a table, I guess. But yeah, made it down to Sydney. Got to see comically drunk Lachlan at his house, which was quite funny. I would have liked to stay a little bit longer, but it's interesting hitchhiking with a deadline. I don't think I'd do that again if possible. I didn't run into this scenario, but it'd be nice to have the option to say no to a lift if you didn't feel comfortable. But yeah, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. I ended up getting a lift from Campbelltown to Wagga Wagga with a couple guys from the Goldie that were pretty viciously hungover, so that's great. Got to do some driving. Drove pretty much all the way to Wagga Wagga in a Ranger, so yeah, with my little white-collar hands, I felt pretty tough driving a truck, which was sick. Started to look fairly homeless after a while, which was nice. Got to feel the sun. It was fucking pretty pale before that. But yeah, I ended up getting another lift from Wagga Wagga pretty much all the way to Melbourne. Sandeep picked me up and got my first lift in a proper truck, and I was just, yeah, probably the nicest man that I met on the entire trip. Let me sleep in the cab, fell asleep to some Bollywood tunes, picked me up, paid for my Maccas, fed me, made sure I was all good, put me back to sleep. I fell asleep. I made it to Essendon. Yow! Look, how inspiring is that landscape? Oh yeah. Good job. I'm not gonna lie. I've been holding in a fart for like 2 hours. Because I'm not gonna get out of that car. It's so worth it. Might be getting sick though. Probably shouldn't have shared so much shit. But people were really nice about it, so feels right to say yes, I guess. How to get home? I don't know, man. Brighter. I'd say most of the first people that picked me up just used to hitchhike a lot, so they were, you know, somewhat familiar with what was going on and pretty comfortable. But to the other people and anyone that they knew, it was pretty hard to justify the trip. A lot of people offered like bus tickets and train tickets and money and stuff like that, and it's just, yeah, I guess you just have to politely decline. But it's I found it fairly hard to justify what I was up to, and they just could not wrap their head around it. I was like, well, are you homeless? No. Do you have a car? Oh, well, not particularly, but that's fine. Do you have money? Yeah, a little bit. You broke? No, not yet. Well, what are you doing? Oh, well, I just thought it would be kind of fun, you know? Just got this fairly blank look, which is, I suppose, fair enough. But yeah, made it to Melbourne. It's pretty stoked. Need to get some new shoes because I'm not that good at skating yet, and I think I kind of ripped a hole in them just from sandpapering them on the ground the whole time. People are so intimidating in Melbourne as well. Everyone just walks around just trying to intimidate you with their outfit and coffee and over-ear headphones and anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, left Melbourne, tried to get down to Geelong, and I got picked up by the nicest family. I almost cried. It's, they didn't have to pick me up. No one has to, but they had 5 people in the car, 3 small children, a dog, all this shit to go to Tassie for the entire holidays. And squeezed me right in the middle of their tiny, small children. So I don't know, people are a lot more trusting than I thought they would be. And they had a little kid in the back seat called Ethan, and he had split parents as well. And we chatted to him and his dad about how it's all good to not see both your parents all the time, and I don't know, just very welcoming, open people, and I didn't expect that at all. So yeah, there's little things like that that made it really nice. Also, had a really open conversation about using crack cocaine. Not from my side, but I was just curious, and yeah, that and meth and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, still not super interested in that. But the whole trip, it's probably about 25 or so different lifts in like 4 days. Achieved enlightenment probably once or twice. Half the people wanted a conversation and the other half I feel like they just felt obliged, or they were pissed off, or they just wanted someone to talk at, which was interesting. But yeah, I never waited more than probably 10 or 20 minutes. I only ever saw one of the hitchhiker the whole time, and I ended up sleeping in the same bed as him, which, not in a weird way, but it's just funny. I was pretty grateful for the whole trip, so cheers.
What are you doing?
This is a long story.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, you've had a big night.